What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Tonight it's RevX's wrestling review of WWE's Money in the Bank, presented to you by Fireball, and that plays a part in this show as well.
Well, I mean, wasn't it like funny how much actual promotion there was this evening? Like,
It was a
bro,
very interesting night as far as promotion goes.
we were talking about Slim Jim being on the table yesterday. Just wait. It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it. I love it. So,
So, Money
guys,
in the Bank comes to you live from Los Angeles, California. When we started, well, sorry, let me rephrase myself there. When we ended last night, there were 4 matches announced. There was both men's and women's Money in the Bank. There was the women's IC title match and the tag team match. Today, during Worlds Collide, after Octagon Jr. and his team picked up the victory, Dominic Mysterio had some choice words for him, basically telling him that since he was a Rey Mysterio fan, he was basically a deadbeat like his dad. That didn't click so well with him, so he got pushed, pulled over the barricade. They got in a little scuffle, and Dominic Mysterio told him he'd see him tonight, and it was going to be for the IC title. So instead of 4 matches tonight, guys, we're going to be covering 5, 2 title matches, 2 Money in the Bank matches, and our big tag team match.
yeah, all in all, there was a lot of great spots tonight, man. There was a lot of hot action, a lot less like. I know it was a long show, but how many commercials did you have? Just curious.
I actually did not keep up with commercials tonight, but honestly, I think tonight's commercial count was probably under 10,
Yeah, I mean
which is
that's pretty
solid.
good for
Which
the
is solid.
show, right?
Oh yeah, for this went like we're just getting started because the show just ended. It was like 3 hours, 20 minutes long,
Yeah,
and like I swear to you, it was like every 20 minutes they didn't do. Thank you WWE for listening to. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but your fan base when it comes to having commercials during the matches.
right.
There was
You
not a
know,
one tonight.
no, it was pretty solid, man. I was pretty pleased with like okay, you're watching on your console, right? On your Xbox, yeah, or your
No, I was
Roku.
watching on my Roku. Yeah,
Okay, I'm watching on the internet, like on a Google Chrome tab, right?
yeah.
I didn't get the first commercial one. I got like promos. I got all the storyline build up to each individual match, and that was kind of cool. I don't know what the difference is, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was
Like, it's a
very
good
neat.
question because it came on Peacock, so
Yeah,
that's
right.
I was watching it off the Roku TV through Peacock, but yeah, like I would get legitimate commercials, and he said no, I didn't get commercials. He got a couple,
Yeah, but
but it was
mostly
like
promos.
WWE related commercials. So
Yeah.
anyway, guys, I'm going to name this tonight the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're going to start off by saying the ugly of the night, and that is
Yeah,
Naomi winning the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
I'm so
Guys,
disappointed with this.
I don't really even want to get into this match a lot because I was so disappointed. I mean, like we were having such a good time watching this, and then it
Yeah.
was like the realization set in that she was fixing to win, and when she won, we were just like, "Yay!"
No!
Like
Literally, that's kind of exactly was it. You're
there was
right
no
though.
point for that.
I do not see where they can possibly take Naomi as a champion. I realize that she's never had a Money in the Bank briefcase before, so and I get why
Mhm.
they think she's due one, but her character's new. She's not that great. Have you seen her kicks? They're all soft.
I
Like,
mean, it showed just as well tonight as it does any night.
yeah, there was a few of them tonight. She was
Alexa
very
Bliss had the
soft.
ladder,
Yeah,
and she couldn't even make the kick on Alexa Bliss, guys. It stands like 5 foot nothing. She
yeah,
couldn't even make a kick over the ladder to kick her in the head. She had to do
yeah.
it
It was
twice.
it was ridiculous. But
It
yeah,
was ridiculous.
Naomi did pick up the victory, so she's going to have that briefcase on SmackDown. Now, that doesn't mean she won't go to Raw, but that's just how the briefcase works. You can go to either show, right? So, but right
Oh
now,
yeah,
Tiffany Stratton needs to be on lookout because that's probably who she's going to cash it on. Just if you
Yeah,
want
I
my
kind of
opinion.
wanted to do that and get destroyed. That's kind of
Yeah,
what I want.
yeah.
Like, just kick it in the face. Like,
Well,
we
the
we
women
gave you
right
one
now,
part, but we're not giving you the other. Like,
the women right now have a 100% cash in success rate.
that is
Did
true.
you? That so that this
So
could be,
it is time to break that because it's been what
yeah.
three? How many women's money in the banks have there been?
There's been several, man. There's
Three,
lots. Like
4, 5, maybe.
they said, Alexa's was 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Right. Okay.
So
So let's say 7. Let's say 7 just to comfortable. I might be wrong on that. If so, make sure you hit it up in the comments. Let me know I'm wrong.
yeah.
I'm okay with that. But honestly, if it's 700% cash in rate, guys, it's time. You
Hmm.
all know as well as I do. It's time for somebody to cash in and fail.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh, did you catch the men's cash in rate? Michael Cole
It,
said it tonight. I barely caught it.
76, I think.
73.
73. I knew it was somewhere around there.
But
I
that's like to give you more context to that. The men's is 73%, and that's been going on for like a solid 15 years now.
19 out of 25.
Not to, oh,
19.
there you go. There you go.
And this tonight's event was the 20th year that they were doing Money in the Bank. So,
Which is awesome. Like,
but in total, they've had 25 Money in the Bank men matches. So
there was
19,
also a few that took place at WrestleMania.
yeah,
Like before,
WrestleMania, Money in the Bank was the thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, there may have even been one or
I
2 years where we had two. So,
yeah.
I mean, there has to be, right? With those kind of numbers.
Unfortunately, but anywho, like 73% rate. It's time for the women's to cash in and fail.
Yeah.
Um,
This is
sorry,
probably
Naomi, but
it.
I would peg you being the one.
Yeah, me too. I like, especially if you try on Tiffy or EO. Either one of them's gonna whoop your ass. So just don't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, don't do it.
All right,
However, I
so
do think that they'll
go ahead.
start a a comeback for Bianca with this.
Probably.
Something in the gut tells me that they'll give Naomi the fucking title. And as bad as I don't want to say that, guys, and believe me, I do not want to say that. It'll be a good way to bring Bianca back and to basically get her revenge on Naomi for doing this to Jade, or it could be Jade that destroys Naomi and takes the briefcase. Like
Yeah,
there's
it
so
can,
many ways you can go about it.
there
So,
are they can put the briefcase on the line on a triple threat match between all three of them if they wanted to.
but you
Just
got Jade going into the Queen of the Ring. So
yeah,
I doubt very seriously they'll do that right now.
yeah. I don't think so either. I don't think so either. Let's move on though, because we spent too much time on Naomi already.
That's
Match
fair.
number 2 was the Intercontinental Championship match. This was Dominique Mysterio taking on Octagon Jr. This
Let
this was
me. I
impressive.
want to. I want to kind of take over on this one,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I put this straight in the notes. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a big Dom Mysterio fan.
I read your
However, if
notes.
you're not a fan of Dom Mysterio after tonight, something's wrong with you. That
Can I?
man brought somebody completely new. He don't know anything about this kind of aura, okay? And let that man pull off everything he wanted to and
Yep,
sold it beautifully.
yep. Can I?
He
Can
gained a
I say?
lot of respect from everybody. Yeah, yeah, go
I,
ahead, man.
I am not a Dominic Mysterio fan, but I liked his match tonight. It was awesome. So, I mean, if that says anything, I don't care for Dirty Dom. I like Liv. I don't, I think I think he's blessed. But at the same time,
Indeed.
t- t- tonight he performed extremely well. He was
He
selling
did.
great. He was pulling off his moves great. There was no outside interference. We didn't have no DQ spot. This was beautiful. So
We
sorry,
had just a hair bit of Liv get up on the apron to
yeah,
distract Octagon Jr. long enough for Dominic to be able to take advantage of it, hit a beautiful 619 into a frog splash combo, pick up
Yeah.
the 3 count, retain his title. I have to say that even with no build, with zero build, they pulled off a hell of a story in a match tonight, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was Dominique. Like I said, he was impressive. He was very impressive.
Well, since I took
Um,
over that Intercontinental match, why don't you do us the honors of the next Intercontinental match?
Absolutely. So tonight we had Becky Lynch going up against Lyra Valkyria. The winner had a stipulation, right? If Lyra won, Becky couldn't compete for the Intercontinental title ever again. If Becky won, Lyra had to raise her arm. So this was honestly pretty good too. This was a solid match. They went back and forth. They had a lot of good spots, which is all the things you look for, right? But when we got to the end, how did that end? Becky holding the tights. I forgot. That's what it was. She got behind the referee. There was a couple of roll ups, and Becky grabbed onto the rear end of Lyra's tights to get the win. But Lyra, being a woman of her word, actually went around and held Becky's arm up. Becky said, "No, that's not enough. You got to do it on each side." So she did that. Becky said, "No, that's not enough. You got to put the title on my waist." She did that. And then German. Oh, it was so great. It was great. Becky deserved every bit of what she got. Just saying. What
But
did you,
moving forward, we do have a
yeah.
new Intercontinental champion in Becky.
Yeah, what did you
So
think of this?
well, actually, 2 for 3 for me tonight. I called Becky before. I mean, you made a very good point when you said that Lyra had gave her, or sorry, Becky had gave her
Oh,
flowers,
yeah.
basically her up, and it was
Oh,
time for
yeah.
Lyra to do the same. She did. I feel as though this is just Becky's new character acting out, so to speak. But I
Yeah.
do have a feeling that this is not done yet.
No.
Uh, I
No.
thought it was a very solid match as far as it really went. They fought hard. There was a lot of hard hitting in the match, like that and that's a lot of trust. That's not like actual meaningful, beating you up. That's a lot of trust. I know I can hit you this hard. You can hit me back that hard. We can make this, seem more realistic than what we're actually, doing. And
there,
that's the whole beauty of wrestling. That's what you want to do to sell.
there's a
So
lot of good
I,
spots.
I give this match, like as far as the star wise goes, I'd give this match a solid 8. This one was pretty good. I have to
Yeah.
agree.
I was going to say 4 out of 5, but that works too. So,
I mean, 8 out of 10 is the same thing.
exactly. Oh, hello. You want to go on to the next one?
But then we get into the men's Money in the Bank match. Okay, this match, guys, was insane.
Yeah, it
We
was.
called Seth Rollins last night, and Seth Rollins is your victor in this tonight. However, there's a lot to unpack in this. Let's
It's,
start with the fact that everybody in this match got some me time, so to
yeah,
speak. They
they
got
sure
good
did.
spots. They got good shots with the ladders. They got good shots with moves they wanted to do off the ladders, onto ladders. We got a Mexican destroyer onto the ladder that was painful as hell looking. But
Yeah,
let's get to the end of this match. So of course we called last night that the cronies would be out there, and of
I'm
course the
calling.
cronies came out. They cleared the ring, cleared
I am
everybody.
calling. I am calling them the bronze. By the way, I don't. I don't know.
The the,
Because
the bronze, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Actually, I swear I heard something about that last night too. But
yeah. You did.
anywho, so yeah, we'll say the bronze came out and they cleared, and everything was going Seth Rollins, and then all of a sudden he Fatu and JC Mateo. They come
Yeah.
in, they get into a good little scuffle. Mateo ends up getting taken out by a breaker spear through the barricade. This gives Jacob time to help Solo back into the ring to help him get up the ladder.
Yes.
Only for what we've said is going to happen for the last month finally happening, and Jacob finally turning on Solo tonight, telling him he hated him, gave him a
It,
super kick, gave him like a standing rock bottom through a table set up outside. Oh God, it was beautifully done.
I can already hear Sam Roberts. Shout out to Sam Roberts with his siren yelling that he's got feelings. This is gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
like it's epic, man. I've been waiting for Fatu to turn. I needed it. I needed it so
it was what we
bad.
needed. It was what we needed. Jacob Fatu on his own has proven it already. He will be
Yeah,
fine on his own.
yes, he
He's
will.
going to fight with Solo and JC for a little bit. Damian Priest is going to be there somewhere, so we
Yeah,
might see the title kind of thrown around there. But I feel as though they'll give Priest the title, let him work somebody new to get somebody up and coming, and let Solo and Jacob do this without a title. Could be wrong, and they may
possibly,
make it for the title, make it a little more meaningful.
possibly.
But I don't see what the title really helps
I'd hate
in
to see
this.
Solo get relegated too, because where he's been at the top of that Bloodline storyline, going to the U.S. title for him may be a step down. And I hate to say that because by no means is he WWE champion material, but he is in the
But he
main
has
event.
been in the championship picture, so
Yeah,
I see
that's
where you're going with that. I do see where you're going with that.
so. I not a champion. God Almighty, to watch Seth climb, 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 and no one's
Oh
gonna
wait,
stop him.
we need to put this in here. Seth did climb. Seth did climb. He climbed the fireball ladder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about it. The fireball ladder,
If y'all
man. It
don't
was.
understand what I'm saying, Google it right quick for me, and you'll see the fireball branded red, huge, like 20-25 foot ladder that they
Yeah, it
had in
was.
the ring that played a very pivotal part. That was what Seth climbed to get to the top and get that and get the briefcase, giving him what he said last night: absolute power over WWE.
Yeah, anytime. I was waiting. Another reason we were late is because I was waiting till the end to see if Seth Rollins was going to cash in tonight, which he did not. So, at least as far as I know, as of this recording. So, let's
Now,
say
a
that
few little notes to add in here. WrestleMania 42 was officially named for Vegas 2 years
we
in a
knew,
row.
we knew
Nice little
that.
Triple H promo there that says, I found that if you do things, it's better to do them twice. So we're getting Vegas again next year.
I kind of feel
I
like that
still
was
feel as though it's going to be exciting.
I feel like that was a stab at AEW's Double or Nothing, man, because we're doubling down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I mean it's Triple H, dude. Like
right.
who you gonna take more? All right. Also, we got confirmation that King of the Ring will start Monday. I'm excited to see that. They didn't name any participants tonight, but they did say we'd have matches starting Monday.
Which we
And they
will
also promoted that. Go ahead. Sorry.
we will talk about the King of the Ring matches on the following Friday, whenever we're back.
Absolutely.
So
And the only other thing is they said that the Nikki Bella is coming back on Monday. What relevance that really has with anything, I don't know.
she
She's
will
got to do something
probably,
now, especially since her marriage was woo, out there.
yeah. Well, she will probably be a participant in the Queen of the Ring tournament. I would say, if I was a
I would say
betting
you're
man.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
So
16 men, 16 women in this. It's going to be exciting. So,
that's 32 people that have a chance for a title shot at SummerSlam. That kind
oh,
of
that's so good.
structure, does that not feel good to say outright? Like the winner of
Mm-hmm.
Elimination Chamber gets a title shot. The winner of the Royal Rumble gets a title shot. The King or Queen of the Ring gets a title shot. Money in
They're
the
getting
Bank
it to the point it
guaranteed
needs to
title
be.
shot. Yes.
I mean, don't
Like
get me wrong. I still like the fact that somebody just comes out, knocks the shit out of the champion, and lays claim to, hey, I'm next in line for a title shot. Don't get me wrong. I love that. However, I do like the bracket style. We're going to have a tournament to see who's going to be your next contender.
see,
I enjoy that. You get more character development when it comes to a whole instead of individually.
I don't think you should just be able to come out and say, "Hey, I'm number one contender because I said so," and fuck everybody else. I don't think that's right. I
I
think the
mean,
structure is
usually it's like
nice.
a heel presence that happens.
Yeah, I mean, the heel versus face thing. I understand the dynamic and how that works, but I just feel like the structure being a little more public. Is that that's what I'm all
Oh
about.
yeah, I got
That's
you.
I like
I
that.
got you.
So speaking of structure, this next match was entirely unstructured. It was so fucking crazy, dude. It was the tag team match between John Cena and Logan Paul taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. This one, man, they tried so hard. They kept Jey in the ring for so long. Like, he was really the workhorse, taking every single bump, right? I mean, is that not what
This
you
match
said?
was what, 17
Pro-
minutes, and I would almost
Probably.
guarantee he was in there 12 of it.
Yeah, easy. Before they got the hot tag off eventually. Y'all know how it goes. Come on. Come on. But in the end, what was it now? I got tongue tied. Yeah, you know, I like what you put in the notes there about acting like that one championship is better than the other. They're supposed to be equals. And you're
They are.
absolutely right. They are treated like they're not. I agree with that 110%. Uh, we got a knockout punch into an AA and a crossroads, the spear. All four men were down. Uh, Cena hits Cody Rhodes with the title, and then R-Truth, under a mask, returns to WWE tonight. If you can even really consider him being gone, I'm starting to believe that all this social media stuff that we've heard was a work, and that it
Oh,
was
I
it was the
cannot
work
wait to
that
read the
worked.
dirt sheets.
Yeah, I
I
know,
cannot
right?
wait.
Everybody's going to trip on that. It was the
Oh,
work that
yes.
worked. Like, as far as I believed he was gone,
Oh, yeah.
unless social outcry actually got them to renew his contract, which is also a
And that's
possibility.
and actually, I have to say that's a strong possibility.
I do too.
And social outcry in this day and age is utterly ridiculous.
I mean, look, it
If
got
enough
Cody.
outpour happens, you're going to try to make amends for what you can.
Look what happened with
Just saying.
Cody Rhodes. That's the prime example, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
You cry.
we,
And I mean, he didn't even really cry about it. He just
just
expressed his frustration because he had done the work
you
to get to
Cody
that opportunity.
crybabies gotta have your story. Cody's gotta finish his story. Remember that? You remember the Rock's promo? I'm sure
And
you
you know,
do.
I know he said that shit and he acted the way that he did. But in 2000s, when he was on top of the fucking world, I guarantee you he was the same damn way.
It was.
As a matter of
It
fact,
was. I
whenever he
remember.
comes back anytime, he feels as though he needs to be in the heavyweight title picture. No,
Yeah.
you don't. It's just like, I love Brock Lesnar. I
Yeah.
think Brock Lesnar is a hell of a worker. I do not feel as though every back needs to be in the title picture.
Yeah. He doesn't.
There's too much talent on the roster, both new, old, up and coming, whatever you want to say. There's too much talent on the roster as it is for them to give a part timer the heavyweight title and then defend it once every 2-3 months as they see fit.
I
I'm
agree.
sorry, that's not how it should work.
I agree entirely. That's not. It should have never been that way to begin with. I'm glad to see that we're coming out of that. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. I like that R-Truth's there. I think he should be a WWE lifer. I think he should
Oh
get a
yeah,
Legends deal. I think he should get a behind the scenes role when he's done in the ring, done being a
oh yeah,
performer, because
oh yeah.
that man could come up with some storylines. He's a comedic genius. So I'm just
He is a
saying,
comedic genius.
WWE needs to keep him reined in because he's just going to go work for Tony Khan if you cut him loose. Tell me I'm lying.
All right, no, you're not lying, but I don't see them letting that happen. I mean, he's been with them solid minute. I seen a video the other day of Roman Reigns in the ring with a whole crew of people, and they were a happy 50th birthday, even though he didn't want to hit 50.
Yeah,
They
50's
were wishing him a
old
happy 50th birthday.
for
50 is old, but I mean,
to
for the
be a
man to be in as good
performer.
a shape as he is,
True,
shit.
true,
Sign me
true.
up. Sign me up.
Right. I don't. All I'm saying is, man, is R-Truth deserves to be back. So
Oh, I agree. But I did say earlier in the show I was going to name this the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's go ahead and actually let's go with the good. The good tonight, the men's Money in the Bank match was solid.
agreed.
The IC title match, sorry, the men's IC title match was solid.
Yeah,
The bad, The tag team match between
Yeah.
Uso and Rose, Cena and Paul was it was not horribly bad,
No.
but it could have been done a lot better.
Yeah.
Logan Paul having that drone thing around does not
Was
need to happen. It takes away from the wrestling match. I know
you
it's
think
part of it,
so?
and it did make for a cool spot. It did make for a cool spot, especially when he got suplexed while holding the drone. That was cool.
If they don't
But
do it as much like this one time, if this is the only time they do it for the next 6 months, I think it's okay.
yeah, I'd be okay with that. But like, if they make this and every time he wrestles, he's going to do something with the drone thing, guys, just go ahead and like send him out the door. Best switches on future endeavors. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, don't need that shit. So that was one bad. The second bad was the women's IC title match, and it really wasn't even the fact that it was bad. It was just the fact that it was drug out a little more than it needed to be.
Right. I mean,
There
that's
was a
weird.
couple of times where like they had a 10 count that they beat at 9. They had a few
Barely.
times where they just laid in the ring for a good 30, 45 seconds. They started moving again.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that, you have to have matches to like stretch out a little bit further, but make them a little more believable as far as like why they're stretched out.
I would
Uh,
I would honestly rank the Intercontinental match above the tag match in performance though. Just
have to
saying.
have to say I agree with that. Have to say I agree with that.
So
And then of course the good tonight. Well, no, sorry, the ugly tonight.
yeah,
Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Naomi picking
horrible.
up the victory. I am so against that. And again, if you want to
Great
prove this,
match.
write in the comments.
Great match though.
Let me
Like
know.
wonderful
Great
spots.
match. A lot of
Horrible
spots.
winner. Horrible winner. Great spots. Like that's
There was one, like off the top of my head, there was one awesome spot, and it was double code reds. It was Roxanne Perez and
Alexa.
was it Alexa Bliss?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Alexa
sure was.
Bliss. Both sides. I mean, the women done better as far as placement of ladders in the
Yeah,
matches.
yeah, they
Like
did.
they had the whole ring stretched, and they had 3 ladders stretched across to make like 2 tables and a V in the center.
Yeah, it was actually
Men's
really
one of
cool
the coolest
design.
things I done was the Chad Gable thing. That
Yeah.
was neat. Oh, I'm sorry, El Grande Americano. Sure, I say that
Uh-huh.
correctly. It's not Chad Gable.
Oh, listen, I heard
But
on Twitter, by the way, that those boots that he wore the other day that said CG on them,
uh
they were Chad Gable's boots. He had borrowed them.
huh, had he now? Guys, this storyline's getting a little dumb.
Yeah, right.
And his
That really
entrance,
was
his
on the internet.
fucking entrance. Oh my god, that entrance
Oh,
is so fucking hard to watch.
yeah, it was.
Like old
Uh,
western style, freaking him
they
coming to the ring like a fucking.
they
It's
need to
so
put a
dumb.
seizure warning on before he comes out. Bad as
All right,
I
guys.
hate
So
to say it.
just like every event we do and every stream that we do, we're going through ranking. I'm going to say for Money in the Bank, I'm going to give this a solid, say 8.
Yeah, eight. Eight's right where my brain was.
Um, Not a lot of botches tonight, even with
No,
it being a lot. Two of the
just
matches for sure. Both the
just
men and women's
Naomi.
Money in the Bank.
Naomi's
Yeah, I
kick.
mean
That's the
that's
only
a
thing
botch
I
in
can think of.
itself, but
Yeah, I
I
agree.
guess we'll deal with that at a later time.
We'll have
But
to.
anyway, guys, solid 8 tonight. I got 3 out of 5 right.
Yeah,
No, sorry, I got 4 out of 5 right. The only thing I missed was the women's Money in the Bank. I said
uh,
Becky would win. I said the
yeah,
Faces would win in the tag match.
yeah,
We called Seth Rollins,
yeah.
and I said Dominic Mysterio. So
So
four out of
yeah,
five for me
4 out of
tonight.
5.
Eighty
4 out
percent,
of 5.
8 stars. We're
Yeah,
doing good. But anyway, guys, that's really it for the stream. We will be live again Friday night, 11:15 Eastern Standard Time with another Rev X's Wrestling. This will be for the 613
yeah.
edition of
613.
WWE SmackDown. We'll also do a small recap of Raw, let you know what what king or queen of the matches took place. So I'll
Yeah,
make sure to have that in the notes ready for Friday.
yeah,
And guys, if you continue to enjoy the content, do us a favor, leave a like on the video, Follow us if you haven't already. Make sure your notifications that way you every time we go live. And if you get a chance, guys, and you can, hit us with a sub. We greatly appreciate it.
Don't forget to join the Discord. If the link's at the beginning of the video, but join
Yes,
the Discord. Come up on the stage. Talk to us. We're taking callers whenever you want to come up. We're right here.
exactly, guys.
So
You disagree with anything we say? Call up. Come on
yeah,
in. Let's
we'll
discuss it.
listen to you. We'll talk about it.
Promise there's no ill feel, nothing like that. We're
I don't mean
wrestling
to
fans.
sound
We
like
we disagree with one another. So I mean,
all the time. I don't want to sound like Cody Rhodes when I say this, but what do you want to talk about? Come on up here. We'll talk about it. Just really.
exactly.
So,
So
but
guys, on
as
behalf of myself, Buda Fire, that's MJ Hat, and this has been another edition of RevX's Wrestling Review. We'll catch you guys on the flip side later. Peace out.
later.